Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. Got a new mat today. So this is just a really sick mat that I made an Ultra Pro order, and they went ahead and sent it to me. This is from the 2019 Wizards of the Coast Magic series of mats. It does have a Planeswalker symbol in its upper left. It's just a beautiful mat. So cool. Thank you, thank you, Ultra Pro, for sending that out as well as the sleeves order. That was just a perfect little gift. And it sort of segues into what I wanted to talk about today. We did a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! / Magic history the other day, and that was kind of fun. And you guys actually engaged with it. It was awesome. So I enjoyed that, and I want another bit of dopamine. So I'm back at it again today. I'd like to talk a little bit about the format that I'm thinking about, and by thinking about, I mean I'm going to go back into playing, is Commanders for Magic. So before it was known as Commanders, it was known as Elder Dragon Highlander, or EDH. And basically what had happened, and I'm going to give you guys a link to there's a Reddit post with an excellent Google Doc that is probably the best explanation, plenty of cited sources at the end. Probably the best explanation for the beginning, evolution, and eventual turning of the house rule format into an officially sanctioned format that now gets decks and cards that are specifically for itself, which is beyond cool. But I'd also like to work Commander content into the channel. Just kind of feels like a waste being the casual duelist and only ever talking about one thing. So let's start at the beginning. Why was it EDH? Well, the first cards that were used back in 95 came out of a set called Legends, which had a symbol very much like this. And they were called Elder Dragons. And the way that this is said right here, the summon, basically this just means creature. Elder Dragon is the type. It's a legend. It's a legendary. So you can only play one of these on the field at a time. And at that point, I want to say the rule was if I had a copy of it and you played one, yours phased mine out. Nowadays, as of around 2004, 5, 6 somewhere, I want to say the rule was changed to if there's two or more of the same in play, without an effect that breaks legendary rule, they all get destroyed and sent to the discard or the graveyard pile now, which is fine. Games do evolve over time. And the H part was Highlander, because this was actually supposed to be a very multiplayer format. And anybody who saw the movie in the 80s, the Highlander, knows there could only be one. And because of that, you play these pods of, and I think it's 4 now is the standard, but I think you used to be able to play up to all 5. Which was fine. And again, they were the Elder Dragons because they were Arcades Sabath, 2 green, 2 blue, 2 white, 2 other, 7/7 dragon. As dragons do, this one's got flying as long as they are not attacking. Any untapped creature you control gets +02. So their toughness goes up instead of their power. Their toughness is equatable to their hit points. Let me actually kind of give you guys a little bit better of a look here. And then during the upkeep, which is equatable to Yu-Gi-Oh's standby phase for anybody who's thinking about switching over, you pay one of each of the 3 colors that he's mained, and you keep him around. Otherwise, you bury or destroy the card. He would die and go to the graveyard. And then the effect, again, I'm not sure if this is once per turn or every time that you can pay the 1 white. You can give him an extra toughness. The thing keeps going with Chromium. Now it's black, blue, white. He has Rampage. I'm not too sure what that keyword means. You got Nicol Bolas, and even people who haven't played Magic, you guys might know this name just because he was the big bad guy. He was the Thanos of their storyline there for quite a while. And he is black, blue, and red, which is actually a pretty good combination. Palladium Ore, green, red, white, has flying trample. Trample is our piercing damage. I understand he's a little off let's just do that. And then bring them down just a little bit so the costs are still in frame. And then last would be Vivictus as Maddie. You will notice that one of these is not the original print run, and that is my Nicol Bolas, because he has a time spiral. I figured if I'm going to start a new collection in a singleton format, I should probably start with the 5 guys who started the format. And it's cool. So, like, basically, and again, when you read the article, you'll understand how to play. You build a 99 card deck. So you're going to need one of these big booty boxes here. Let's zoom out so you can actually see. Like, these things, they can hold like 130 some cards, 133 or more, sleeved or double sleeved. So they're pretty good. It means you can carry your tokens with you quite a bit. But that's fine. It's a singleton format. So any card that isn't a basic land, and again, if you're not a Magic player, you don't know this. Unless you've hung out with some Magic players. But generally speaking, you have land, which helps you pay for your costs, and islands, forests. Do I have plains? There's some mountains. Plains for the white energy. Swamp for the black energy. Now, I don't have any wasteland cards, but wastelands would create colorless, not meaning that they can be for anything. They're that generic other cost, which does now have a symbol. As opposed to specific lands like this Evolving Wilds. This is something I only need to own 1 of. And as I sleeve those up, those will be considered part of my collection. And then, yeah, you just play the 99 card deck, and your colors that you're limited to playing are going to be found in the identity of your characters. Now, with these guys, it's simple because they don't have any extra pips anywhere on the card. Pips being the little colored circles that show the symbols of what color mana you need. And so, like, they each have 3 pieces of the pie. And it is funny because if you do take a look at the back of any card, you'll notice they're all what we call ally colors, meaning it's 1 color and the 2 colors touching. So up there you have black, green, white, and blue. So for Arcady Sabath, it's white and it's 2 ally colors and none of its enemies. And it just keeps going around the board. Everybody has 3 colors. In modern, or like the modern era of this, any legendary card can be used, and it was something that was added to the EDH rules pretty early on, as people wanted to build other builds. But this is why it got the name Elder Dragon Highlander. It was a really cool kind of cult fiction movie about swordsmen and these Elder Dragons. Now we can play with anything. There are some Planeswalker cards that allow themselves, as they actually have text that states they can become the commander. And then you got all these other things that sort of like let things through. Like if you have some colors in the effects. If you guys remember back to my box opening for the ACR, the Assassin's Creed set, you guys will remember I pulled this Ezio. Now, generally speaking, it's black and colorless, so it is a mono black card. And it isn't until we get to his one effect here that we do see all 5 colors put together, meaning that even though Ezio is mono black, his deck can have all 5 colors in it. So again, we do have some things like that have crept in later. And just to make some, like, not assertions, but like to make this easier for the Yu-Gi-Oh players, because again, this bulk of my channel is Yu-Gi-Oh players. We have something called Deckmaster. Now, it's not really played a whole lot, and it's because when your Deckmaster dies, once you put it on the field, you lose the game. This is not the cost in Commander. Basically, these guys sit outside of your deck. They are well telegraphed, and the Commander tells you what you can put in your deck, which is fine. And then you play a 99-card singleton deck. Again, the exception being basic land. And that's fine. And in Yu-Gi-Oh, we just take cards and we put some that are just either like really oppressive, some that are kind of goofy, and some that are just really good tech. And we just set them there, and they could use their effects that would be continuous, like the Jinzo, negating trap cards. That's just static. Barrel Dragon lets us attempt to destroy something every turn. And Chaos Sorcerer guarantees the banish of a face-up monster card every turn. But if we ever summon these and move them to the field, if our opponent destroys them, we immediately lose the game. In Commanders, you just pay a little extra the next time. I believe it's an extra two generic mana as a commander tax type deal every time you have to recast that card into play. Other than that, it's a really great format. I'll let you guys read the article. And moving forward, I want to do a little more with at least Magic. Now, I'm open to doing other card games as long as they're going to stick around. But like the My Hero Academia card game, I don't think I'm going to bother because the source material is coming to an end. I believe they've just ended the last manga chapter, so that's going to be a game I'm going to miss. Maybe we'll get into Pokemon and do some Pokemon openings and maybe build some decks or something. But for right now, Commander is easy because like I can just go buy like individual Commanders as I open packs. Any legendary card can become a Commander. And it's very easy to just talk about like little text for something that can be played so competitively and yet so casually. So we're going to stick to the casual side of things because this is Casual Duelist. And we're just going to add this into rotation. And it's kind of the thing I want to do because it seems like every year around this time, as soon as we get close to the anniversary of the channel, I get the itch to do something extra. And like the D&D didn't work out so well. The initial other channel, the gaming thing, that didn't work out so well with video games. And this is something that can just be folded into the main channel. And it could take like one day a week, which is fine. Plus, I've got some Bloomburrow boxes I want to open. I do have some starter decks I would like to, the structure decks I'd like to rate. I do have some of that stuff ready for you guys. Honestly, I'm saving these for a different video. We've actually got like Bloomburrow promo, foil promo. One of the collector's boosters is still sitting here unopened. We got a Fallout one from the dog meat deck. Yeah, I want you guys to enjoy this stuff. And I kind of want to expand what we do on the channel just a little bit for the gamers who are looking for like maybe a little more history, maybe a little more fun, because again, we don't always just play one game, but that's the beauty. We're not going to be playing just one game anymore. As far as footage, I think we'll leave that up to the pros like the Tolarian Academy or Tolarian Community College or whatever their channel is, because they are just, number one, they're too brilliant. Two, they've got an amazing setup, and three, I'd much rather goof off on my own time when it comes to that and let the professionals handle the real builds, because like they are really awesome. So if you guys get a chance, check out them too. I do want to say now that I think it is Tolarian Community College. And the professor, he's just such a big personality. I love him. So hopefully I can contribute a little bit to this community as well. And maybe we can get some of the Yu-Gi-Oh players playing this too. So for now, you guys all have an excellent day, okay? I do hope to see you guys on the next one. And just go do the things. Go have some fun. Do that thing for your mental health that you've been putting off. You know, I don't care what it is. I like to go night fishing. I like to, on the weekend, go out to the lake and just sit there overnight. Listen to the water. And, you know, if I catch some fish, great. If I don't, that's great. Listen to a little music. Maybe hang out with one other person. And just kind of let the world slip away for a little while, okay? You guys go find what your thing is and go enjoy it, okay? For now, I'll see you next time. Later.